Right, here we are. We're back in Alaskan Road Truckers. We are definitely going to get to this ice road today. Hopefully. And I'll explain why in a little minute. Just give me a sec. Right, we should be good to go now. Let's just check. I'm making sure all my buttons are configured. Right, I think that is us. I think it is. Let's just double check this one. I've got a new keyboard, so I'm having to check things work. Right, we are on Alaskan Road Truckers. Let's have a quick look at my trucker for a start. We're at level 26 now. The most important thing I've done recently is I've got to my Class D truck license, and I have traded in my old truck and bought this new truck, which is a blue Spyro 4001E, and the important thing with this truck is it's one of the most powerful trucks in the game. It is a 800 odd, I think it's an 800 odd horsepower engine. The benefit of that is that my previous truck, which was a level 3 truck, which was more powerful than anything I'd had before, it could do 60 miles an hour maximum speed. This one can get up to 70. Now obviously the speed limit's 55, but there are good sections on the road north that you can get the benefit of that speed. Of course the problem with that is going at that speed you can easily get caught out in some of the bends. So it's more powerful. This has got a 300 gallon fuel tank, I think. But I've always had an issue with this game. Now if you look at all the licenses I've got, this is to do with your own headquarters, so we'll ignore that. Out of the licenses I've got, I have a number of licenses, especially over here where it allows you to do different types of deliveries. For example, that one there's medical transport, which I've already got. But there seems to be an issue in the game, and I did a review yesterday on this game, and I did say not recommended for a whole number of reasons. And if you've watched me doing this Alaskan Road Truckers, you'll have heard me on rants about it. But the one rant I do have is that first of all, this job that we're taking this job for a specific reason, and I'll show you why. We're going from down in Wasilla, or Vasilla, however they pronounce that. We're going to head north to, I think it's Pump Station 3, I think it's called, which is up there. And when we do that delivery and we complete that delivery, we're going to just drive back down this road so that we can head up that road that takes us to the permanently frozen section, the ice road area, and we're going to see if we can get a job there. Now the reason I'm saying that is because since we had this map expansion part added with the ice roads, I've never been able to get a job anywhere on this map that will take me on a delivery into this zone. I think I'm either very unlucky, I don't know whether I don't have the qualification to do it, although I tend to suggest that it's an oversight by the developers where you have to specifically drive there to get a job on the ice roads. You can't get a job, say, you can't pick a job up in Valdez right down at the bottom of the map, say, and then it's going to take you to the ice roads. You can't take a job from there that will take you to the ice roads, because I've never found one. And I've been through all the jobs. You can't get a job from Fairbanks to there. If anybody can, please let me know in the comments, but I've never been able to. So I've thought, since the first day this was installed, I went up there, got a job that took me up that side of the map. I was thinking that would be taking me on the ice roads, and it doesn't. Obviously, you have to go up this side of the map. So I've never been here. I've only been up there on this side of the map. So the intention is to complete this job that we're on, and then we will come back down here and drive up into the ice road area to get a job. That's the plan on this trip. We've still got issues with the AI. That's another complaint. The AI will run into you at traffic lights on the odd occasion, and again, you will get fined for it. The AI, if you're particularly driving in a town, or some of these towns have got sort of little back roads in them on certain areas, and if you're driving in a town and there's vehicles coming out side roads and you're going at a decent speed and they run into you, you'll get fined. You get fined all the time you get hit, and obviously you'll get fined if you hit someone yourself, but the annoying thing is you're getting fined because they hit you, the AI hit you. The AI are still a bit crazy on certain parts of the map. That's yet to be fixed 100%. And I think this game is either released, is it today or tomorrow? I think it's today probably as I speak, on the Xbox, I think. I don't know whether it's a PlayStation as well. I have got no console, so I have no clue what consoles it's going out on. But the game is totally unfinished. So that's a message to those who may be thinking of getting it on these consoles. It is unfinished. There are still there's been improvements, admittedly. The stability of the graphics is a bit better. It is not fixed. It will still glitch. I don't believe that's a problem I have. I believe that's a problem a lot of people have. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the vehicles hitting you. People complaining about the graphic glitches. So that will go on and go on until at some point they may well either eventually fix it or abandon it, like some devs do eventually. So that's why, among a lot of other reasons, I wouldn't recommend you buy this at the moment. Buy it in, say, 18 months time if it's still getting updates and it improves then, and you read the reviews on it and they improve. If it does, then it might be worth investing the money in it, but until then I wouldn't bother. I've had it since day one. I've been driving on it since day one, and you've still got a lot of the problems that were there on day one. Anyway, so the plan is we're going to drive up there, we're going to finish that job, we're going to drive down here, try and get a job, and try and do something on this side road. Let's see how we do. Right, so handbrake's on. Let's get that off and let's head out. Now, also one thing to point out, I have now, there might be glitches caused. So here's a little disclaimer: there might be slight glitches caused by the fact that I am on DirectX 12, which I think is in experimental mode at the moment here. So I'm on DX12 rather than DX11. And we're delivering cables, I think it is. It looks like drums with cables on it. So we're heading right. This GPS is still horrible. That needs a huge improvement. Again, especially when you're in towns. When you're in towns, there's a lot of little back roads and things. This GPS is not the best thing to try and follow. We are also just into spring, so no more snow on the roads at the moment. Let's get going with our new big powerful truck, which I did add a paint job to it. You still get this problem in automatic gears like this. See, my controller doesn't have enough buttons on it to have left and right signals and have manual gears, so I drive it in automatic, but the automatic gearbox in these trucks leaves a lot to be desired. So it does. The other thing is you can still just go straight through red lights if you wish. You won't get fined. Other problems when it rains, if you look at the top of the HUD on the left hand side of the screen, you will see the time of year, the season that you're in, but you will also see above the summer part of that graphic, it says dry to obviously tell you it's not raining. One issue with the game is that when it is raining, you'll be hard pushed to know whether it is or it isn't. I mean, there are water effects on the road, so you know that the road's damp. But where they have a problem is that the raindrop effect. Look at that car. I mean, see what I talking about AI drivers being a bit crazy yet? That's the stupid things they do. Just like that, spinning off the road there. Yeah, raindrops do not appear on the windshield or the windscreen as we call it in the UK. So you find it very difficult to know if it's actually raining. So these are improvements that are all still needed. Let's hope they're still working on them. The other complaint I had was about the random events, like for example random roadblocks. There will be trees down on the map at some point, but where the trees come down is usually exactly it's exactly the same spot on different locations throughout the map. It never changes. Okay, they don't all pop up at the same time every time. They might pop up at another location, but it's always the same locations, so they are so predictable. In winter time you will have the other type of roadblock, which is avalanches. There are, I think, generally two areas where there are avalanches, so they're predictable as well. You would expect them to be more predictable because avalanches will happen in certain specific areas, but there's very little randomness about trees coming down across the road. Other things to point out, again, sort of obvious things about the fact that the game's supposed to have seasons in it, like winter, spring, summer and autumn, or fall as they say in the States. But if you look at the trees all throughout the year, obviously in winter time the trees have got snow on them, but at any time during the year apart from winter, the trees have exactly the same foliage on them. So for example, now it looks autumnal because you've got some trees that are yellowish orange in the leaves, which would suggest that it is come to winter time, but even in summertime they look like that. So there's something where they could do a big improvement. I mean, these are all sort of graphical finishes that I'm talking about there. but that foliage never really changes. At least if it has done, I've never noticed it. So we have got, we've actually got quite a distance, so we've got 700 odd miles to go. Quick double check, because I always like to just reset the route, because the GPS is 100% not reliable. I always like to double check that. So when you've got one of the basic trucks in the game, you will find it difficult to overtake on the road, because, well, not really that difficult to be honest with you, because in the more open areas the traffic's pretty quiet unless you set it up to its highest setting. I've got it on the sort of default setting, whatever the game sets it at, but when you have a more powerful truck like this one, you can certainly overtake vehicles, because you've got the power in the engine to do it. But the fact that you're going faster when you overtake means that you're more than likely going to collide with something that is oncoming, so you've got to be careful. So just remember, this is in DirectX 12 mode, experimental feature at the moment. Now I appreciate that a lot of those trees there are evergreens, so they're not going to change colour. I appreciate that part, but if you look at that foliage there on the left, you know, that's autumnal leaves that are on those trees. So that car that's in front of us will catch up with that no problem unless he turns off, because he's always going to slow down at the signage. I think, in fact, I'll tell you something. Initially, when this game was launched, you had a lot more rain in the game, and I do think that in a recent update, or an update maybe a few updates ago, I think they've been having graphic problems with the rain, etc. And I think they've not quite pulled the plug on it, but maybe they're trying to address the problem, because I'll be honest with you, it is, you know, to me Alaska's a bit like a drought-ridden country, because I find it rains very rarely in the game. Okay, you'll get the snow in winter time, in fact it sort of permanently snows in winter. You very rarely get a blue sky day in this game. But in terms of other precipitation, rain, you'll rarely see it, and it, like I said, you will rarely be aware of it unless you read up in the HUD and you look at the road, because you won't, even though you'll have the windshield wipers on, you won't see any sort of water droplets, or if they're there, they're very difficult to see. One of the other things I wrote about in my review, and my review is under the name 9ball.com on the game page, it was just done yesterday. One of the other things I mentioned was the fact that Alaska in this game doesn't have any blizzards. It only has nice and gentle snow falling down. I also wrote, and I've said this before in the stream, that Alaska apparently doesn't have enough funding for snow plows. And also apparently all Alaskan truck drivers, there's a glitch there, you'll get them throughout the map. It seems to be that most drivers in Alaska like to drive in 2 feet of snow when they do get snow, which you will find in this game that is the way it is. Now this is a dangerous corner because you can easily cut somebody up here, and again you get fined for it, so I'm going to take it nice and gentle. So already, even in this stream, we've seen a crazy AI driver in the car. We've seen the stupid things they get up to. But I don't know whether I've ever went down that road or I've ever come out that road. Maybe I have, I probably have. So you see that would take you onto this road eventually, but that's the long way round, but it's just a dirt track road. And there are a couple of companies along there as well, I've noticed. I don't know whether I have been along it though, but I've got no intention of going along it at the moment, because that is the longer route. You will also notice that the mirrors, particularly when it's snowing, and the sky in the mirrors looks different to what the sky looks like from inside the truck. If you look out, it seems to be a sort of standard image that you get through the mirrors. It's not replicating what you're seeing through the windscreen in the truck. Now what I mean by that is if you look outside, it's a bit, I mean there's cloud and it's looking a bit misty. If you look in the mirror, everything's crystal clear. So you see where I'm coming from? So the mirrors don't reflect the atmospherics that are actually happening around you in the game from inside the truck view. I mean, a lot of that stuff is finishing touches and making it a polished game. This is why I could never recommend this game for you to spend your hard-earned cash on something that is not complete. But unfortunately, and it has to be said, that's the way the game companies are going. Steam is pumping out games in early access, and there's many of these games have been years in early access. You know, 5, 6, 7 years they've been in early access, and they're constantly so you're not buying a new game, you're buying a beta version of a game. Basically you're paying for the privilege of finding bugs, and the devs are hoping you'll report them. Whereas what they won't do is they won't do proper testing. They won't get enough people to properly test a game until satisfaction that they've ironed out most of the major troubles within the games. They won't do that. I mean, a game should be a good number of months in testing by a good number of people who do look out for bugs and glitches and all of that stuff and can report them properly. Devs don't seem to do that, or if they do, they're only doing it with a very small group of big glitch there. See the lag there? They're doing it with a very small group of people, which is not enough. It's not enough to cover all the areas of the map and look for all of these weird things that happen, which they do. Like vehicles coming out of side roads and hitting you and you getting fined, and that seems to be an ongoing issue. There's no mention that the devs are looking into this and intending to fix it. But the AI, and again, you know what modern AI is like now, but AI in this game isn't really true. The vehicles don't think for themselves really. I suppose the good thing, now here we go, I'm going to park the truck, get rid of this tree. Now we've got warning of it, which was a bit late. Now the danger I'm taking here is parking the truck there, stopping it and waiting on some vehicle coming up behind me, like this car. Let's see if he's going to run into me and damage me. Let's see what he does. There you go. He just ran straight into me. And that tells you that the AI have got no clue. Now, I may well have damage on the truck. I didn't see anything pop up. I'll get my mechanical 200 XP for that. But I may well have damage to the goods that I'm delivering. Let me see. No, I don't. So I've got off lightly there. So there's another big bugbear on the live stream. As it happens, you know, you stop the truck to deal with a problem because you can't drive off the road. The other thing is that you drive off the road, you inadvertently hit a rock or something, you get damage doing that, you can get stuck, and therefore you can't get back on the road, and then it costs you money to get a tow truck to put you back on the road. Other thing I never mentioned on my review, and this is another thing I've noticed, the diff lock on these trucks seems totally and absolutely pointless. You have a diff lock as you have in, for example, Eurotruck. And the thing about the diff lock in Eurotruck is that it works. You know, you can lock, change the sort of gearing in the axle so that you get better grip, better propulsion, or better force, or whatever. I don't know the technical term for it, but you've got a fair idea what I'm talking about. But the diff lock in this game, it's there, but it's non-existent. I've never noticed anything change. If I go off-road to the side of the road here and I get sort of stuck, using the diff lock does nothing for you. It gives you no benefit, it gives you no improvement, it gives you no momentum, and is completely pointless trying to use it. Again, if anybody is using it or they think they know how to use it better than I do, then you can let me know in the comments, because again, it's pointless. It's there as a feature, but it does nothing for you. Right, so we've got a wee bit of a straight road here. Problem is we've got some side roads where some lunatic might jump out, but let's get the foot down a wee bit. So you see we're already up to 64 miles an hour. So this will top out about 69, 70. Once again, another little thing about the game is there's not enough variety in the AI vehicles. You'll see the same trucks, not enough variety. They need to make it, put a bit more effort in with the variants of vehicles. Another glitch there. We'll go over 70 going down here if I don't crash at the corner. There we go. 71 miles an hour. And then we'll need to get the anchors on. Another glitch. Again, as I say, you'll see those periodically throughout the map. I noticed one exactly like that flicker, and that happened when we were just coming out of winter. As I was heading north to Prudhoe Bay yet again for the 100th time, and the roads were beginning to clear, and we then had that one big glitch in the graphics, and suddenly the snow had disappeared. So it's a graphic, I don't know whether it's obviously triggered in game to change either the atmospherics that you're seeing, whether it's a bit misty or whether it's beginning to clear up, or whether it's, you know, going to a little bit better blue sky, or in this case where it's getting rid of the snow, the graphics glitch and jump when it's doing something like that. At least that's my interpretation of it. So anyway, we're on the dirt. We're on the dirt road where you'll notice there's no dirt particles like you have in Eurotruck. If you're on a dirt road, you've got no effects like that whatsoever, which again is a high sign that it's an unfinished game. You know, dust particles and stuff would maybe be pushing the game engine too much, or again they've either, had it as an oversight and couldn't be bothered putting it in or whatever. You know, you're driving on a dusty road, a dirt road, which is bone dry, and there are no dust effects within it. So again, you know, to me, a completely unfinished game. Now we're coming up to where you start originally in the game, in that premises on the left hand side there. That's where you will start. Anybody who gets this game brand new, you will start in there on the left hand side, and your first objective is to come out and drive up this direction that we're going to actually top up your fuel, because there is a fuel station up here, up ahead, and that's your first objective, because you'll get virtually an empty tank on the truck, so they want to get you to test out how to fill your truck. So that's your first little objective you do. You drive up this road until, it might be down the other road, in fact it might be down the way, I think I've got that wrong. I think you drive down the way, the other way, and you then top the fuel up. But anyway, that's where you start. So we'll carry on. Any sign of a nice big open stretch of road will get the foot down. Now we need to slow down here because it's a narrower road. This part that we've just gone through, incidentally, that's a place right just behind us where, you know, about 50 yards behind us, that's where another tree always falls down. There's always a tree down there, or that's where you, I mean, I know exactly where you have to look out for the trees coming down, because as I say, there's very little randomness about it. It's very predictable. So the trees must grow very quickly in Alaska for them to grow and then fall down in the same spots each time. Right, so I find the safest thing to do in this game is driving third person whenever you're approaching a junction, because then it gives you plenty of room to see any lunatic coming up who's going to run straight into you. And it's 11 minutes past 11. What's that growing out the road there? Is that a bush or something growing out the road? I think it is. Here we go with the routine where the truck's trying to jump up gears. Now it's kicked in. I believe in the recent update, I think you get XP now for going to all the different landmarks, and I don't know whether, I think it's whether you take photographs there. I just can't be bothered with that. Although some people want to get all the achievements. I'd much rather play the game sort of in depth to try and find all the issues I can. These are the areas where you've got to take it carefully. So once again you can see up ahead that, you know, it's a bit sort of misty, there is cloud, and in your mirrors it's crystal clear in the road behind you. Now of course the fact that I'm driving at 60 odd miles an hour, if there's a cop car parked at the side of the road up here or anywhere around like that, then I'll get fined. And you know, that's one function that does work. You know, if you're speeding, that's all very well. If there's a cop car, now the cop cars are random where they appear, but again they're predictable in the locations that they do appear, but obviously they're not always going to be there. Now we're getting the odd stutter. So bear in mind, again, I said at the beginning of the stream, this is in DirectX 12 mode, which is experimental in the game. And again, when we say experimental, this is a game that's being launched on console today, I think, and like I say, it's 100% unfinished, which is a bit depressing. And it's just because it seems to be a trend and a trait throughout the gaming market. You know, they put out crap basically, a lot of companies, and they work on it from there. They give you a substandard product. Gamers are really gullible. We are. We're so gullible. In fact, I might get hit here as well. That's the other point. I just do not like stopping in this game. And there you go. Now, whenever that happens, I'm not having it. I am not having that at all. Let me get this right now. That's what I'm going to do. I am going to cheat my way out of it, and I'll be back in a minute. Right, we are back, and quick explanation for that. This is the technique that I have decided I'm going to use, because I'm not going to get fined and I'm not going to get damaged by AI vehicles running into me at traffic lights and getting fined because of it. So what I do is I just kill the game and restart it, and it should restart at some point prior, hopefully, to that incident. So stopping at traffic lights, even though you can go through traffic lights, I'd much rather go through them where you don't get fined anyway. Right, so we're okay again. We've still got 100% on the goods, they're not damaged, and we've lost that fine because we're starting the game from a point where it auto-saved. But again, more evidence. We've already seen the plentiful bugs that are in this game. I keep showing them every time I stream it. Do you want to buy a game like that? Are you happy with a product like that? I certainly am. I'm not. And as I said earlier when I was talking about the review I did, I just hope that anybody thinking of getting this game is prepared to wait 18 months. Give it another good year and a half. Now you'll notice also, here's another point. Here's the other bug that I'm talking about. I'm going to get hit again sitting here, but look at the GPS. There is no GPS on the left hand side bottom of the screen. The GPS does that. If you restart it, the GPS is gone, and then you have to exit out, and then you have to hit that to set the default again. And if you don't do that from time to time, you could end up following the GPS and going past where you should have delivered the goods, and it's not the first time that I've done that. So we'll get round the corner and get out of here. So that's where we get hit, sitting at traffic lights, because the AI vehicles have no registration. You know, they don't register that you're in front of them at traffic lights. They only register when they hit you, and then you get fined because of it, which is laughable. It's a laughable product. Now, it might be a small team that's on this game, but my goodness me, if they did proper testing of this product, they would have ironed all of that crap out. Again, doesn't matter if this is red light or whatever, you just go straight through. You know, they would have ironed all of that crap out before they even decide to get this in the market. They're so desperate to get their hands on your money, and it seems quite acceptable for many gamers to be accepting a substandard, poor quality product. That just seems to be the trend. It just seems to be the trend. I mean, it's not as crazy as something like Star Citizen and games like that, where they're asking for an absolute bloody fortune off you, and they're still doing bug fixes and all of that stuff. I mean, this is a much more less substantial product, but as I keep harping on, it is so unfinished, but everybody's prepared to accept it. Well, a lot of sort of people don't. They you look at the feedback that you've got on this game on Steam, a lot of people have tried this and binned it straight away. You know, tried it for a little while. Now, admittedly, it's not going to bust the bank balance buying this game, and certainly it shouldn't. It's not worth any more than what it is at the moment. going top speed down here. That's the road up to the ice road there on the right. So we're going past that. We've now got the pipeline. And we've got, what, 178 miles to go. And this will do nicely. And we'll just park up here. Put the ignition off and lights off, and we'll nip in. And we'll take a rest. So it'll be late on in the evening. Now, one other thing I've mentioned that in a previous stream, is that because the headlights on these trucks are crap, I turned up the brightness of the game so that you can actually see the road better at night. I didn't turn it up a great deal, but I turned it up enough that that's as dark as it gets at night. But if you don't turn it up and you're driving a truck in this game at night, the next thing you know, you're going to be up the back of something in front of you because you can't see it. The headlights are so poor. Right, handbrake off, ignition on, lights on. And one other tip: if you want to upgrade your truck, not necessarily upgrade, but buy various things that you want to put in your truck, you're wasting your money buying auxiliary lights, you know, above the cabin. They don't work. The auxiliary lights are just there. They do not shine. They don't give you any better brightness in the roads. Don't waste your money. All you're doing is beautifying your truck by adding lights, but it serves absolutely no purpose, which I found out to my cost in buying them, thinking it would be, you know, give me a brighter view of the road. It does nothing. I think that's the Dalton Highway sign or something, or it's a pipeline thing. That sign there that you're supposed to read. I've read it before, but I can't remember what it is. See, that little bit more brightness that you get at night by turning it up, you can see the road better, because the headlights are a bit pointless. So we've got about 150 odd miles to go. What the hell's happened here? Oh, my engine had cut off, I think. That was weird. I mean, I've not got any shortcut key for the ignition. The ignition is in the dashboard. It just went all silent there. So I'm just going to do a quick update of the GPS. Again, set default route just to make sure it hasn't gone haywire. So we're going into that area there, just south of Coldfoot. Now, one thing I'm going to check is, and I don't think I've actually double checked the ice road. Let's have a look over here. Well, the good thing is that we're going to the ice roads next, so there is a fuel station there. So the truck's got enough fuel on it to get there, but I'll certainly be looking at topping the fuel up there. Again, look outside, you can see it's misty in the distance. Look in the mirrors, it's crystal clear. Now, this is where there's sometimes a cop car. So, 25-mile-an-hour speed limit. I have been fined on this bridge. There's a cop car sitting in the left there, see it? That's him there ready to grab you. Now, most people that drive regular routes, when there are traffic cops, they do tend to park in the same places to catch people out. So, you know, they've got that part probably right in the game. You know, that police vehicle is not always at that bridge, but when you come to that bridge, you should be aware that he might be there or he might not be there. The problem when you're heading south is that you don't see him quick enough if you're going too fast coming to that bridge. He'll catch you. You'll be going too fast anyway, because you're going from a 55-mile-an-hour zone straight down to 25 within the space of about 30 yards. So it seems to me that whenever I do a stream on this game, I can't help but rant about what's wrong with the game. You know, I've said about what features of the game are good, you know, having to feed yourself, having to clothe yourself in the winter time, you know, having to hook your truck up, having to buy food, you know, all of that, being able to do repairs in your truck, all of that's good. You know, they're all good features, because I'm always comparing it to Eurotruck, even though they don't want us to compare it to Eurotruck. But if you drive Eurotruck, it's like night and day. It's a very polished product, because they're probably a much more substantial team than the guys that work in this game. You know, everything is very smooth in Eurotruck, and the truck physics are, again, night and day compared to this. So I would suggest that the devs take a very good look at Eurotruck and see what ideas they can steal from it in terms of improving your driving experience, improving the trucks. I'm doing okay. Now, if you haven't been here at the beginning, this job, I'm just about to finish this job, and if you stick with me, you will see me going to the ice roads, which I've only ever been to once on the first day it was launched. I've never had a job that's taken me there since, so I'm going to specifically drive there to get a damn job so I can drive on the part of the ice roads that I haven't been on yet. And of course the other thing I'm hoping for is that we have, well, it's 22 minutes, it's 11:15 at night, so there's a fair chance we'll be doing it in daylight, which is what I hope we're going to be doing. and then I'm going to call it quits after that. I just want to be able to drive the proper ice road part of it, which I didn't get to do the first time round. I went up the left hand side of the map, which is actually solid ground. It's road that you're driving on. I wasn't aware of that, which was a bit too late until I found it out. So we're specifically going to look for a job that's going to take us up the right hand side of the map. And we have not got far to go now, about 16 miles. In fact, that building away up ahead I think is maybe where we're going. I could be wrong. I think I'm right though. Have I ever been to this place for the delivery? I'm not really sure. In fact, have I been to this place? I'm going to go third person so I can see where I'm turning in. I think I might have been here once. I think it's quite twisty this and tight, the road in. We might knock a couple of signs over. Yeah, it's quite narrow. We've just got to watch we don't bump a tree or something, because we'll get unnecessary damage doing that. So they want you to drive in a very narrow road. So here we go. So that obviously when I drop this trailer off, the difference then is now that I will be, now where the hell can I park this? Well, I'm not going to park it in there because that's too awkward. There must be somewhere else to park it. It might be the only place we can park the damn thing. Oh no, there's one up there. I think we're reversing into all of them, and of course there's these stone walls that we can easily run into and get damage. I think we're reversing into both of these, so I'm going to give it a go. Now there's that wall coming into view. I don't want to hit that wall, I just want to get sort of straightened up. That's too close, that wall. Right. Oh, maybe if we get half decent in this, we'll just park it here. Oh, you know you're in the right area when the stars appear on the left hand side of the screen. Right, now we can get sort of aligned up properly. And you know, if you watch me in Eurotruck, I always struggle parking the damn truck. I don't know what it is. It must be an age thing, but it takes me hours to park a damn truck. This is something I haven't got to grips with. Right, now we're too far left now. We need to go right round quick. I don't think that'll be good enough either, will it? Oh, that'll do it. I'll accept that. I don't care how I'm sitting. I'll accept it. Handbrake on. Ignition off. We'll put the lights off. We'll get out. We have 100% as far as the damage goes. 100%. You know, we have no damage. I'll say it right at some point. We have no damage. The goods are still 100% condition. Right, so we'll wind down the supports. We will disconnect the electrics. So, you know, winding down the supports, disconnecting the electrics, unhooking your trailer, which you do that sort of automatically in Eurotruck. But, you know, these sort of things that I'm doing, that's something that they could add to Eurotruck. The fact that you have to go and see the dispatcher to pick up your jobs and also to drop off your job. So we're going to go and get our payment. And we got the base payment you get is the seven grand for doing that, but the other bonus you get is the experience bonus you have for the delivery, so that's more XP there. You get the $600 for actually parking the truck, and you get the season bonus, which apparently must be because of the time of year. I presume you get a bit more if it's winter time, I do not know. Let's have a quick check with him and see what jobs he's got, if he's got any. So again, to give you an example, none of these jobs, in fact I'll go to the map, that's easier to show, but none of the jobs, this is a gripe that I've had with this thing. If you look at the jobs and then you filter it to show that the jobs that you can take, if you look at this premises that we're at, these jobs, let me reset that. Right, let's get that reset. If you look at that first job there, from there that will take you north to probably Prudhoe Bay, which it does. If you go back down and take this job, for some reason that's not showing any job. I don't know why, maybe I don't qualify for it. That one there's weird because that's showing north and south. I don't understand that. That's showing going north as well as south. And that one isn't showing anything. But not one of these jobs takes you to the ice road. Let me try. Aye, that's one. That one's going south. So this area here, I've never found an external job from anywhere out here on the map that will take you there. So this is why I said that when we finish this job here, we're just going to get the truck and drive all the way back down the road until we get there. So I'm going to put a marker on the map for that road end there so that we can turn up onto the ice road. Now, again, if you're not familiar with the ice road section of the map, the game has the seasons built into it, which you're either on spring, summer, winter or fall. So if we look at where we are at the moment, top left hand of the screen, that that little white arrow is just on the R of spring. So we're just sort of approaching the middle of spring in the game. But the ice road section is permanently in winter in this game, so that you get a chance to drive on the ice road part of it. So that's what we're going to do. So now that I'm in the truck, I'm going to make that marker, which I think is with the left mouse, just on that road end there, and we'll leave it like that so that we know when we're turning off onto the road. Now I'm not sure whether there's a company there. Let's check jobs again. Let's check jobs and see if there's... Right, so there's a fuel station here, but there's also jobs here. And they're going to take us somewhere into the map. Now I want one hopefully that's going to take us up there, because or you know, or somewhere anywhere around here that's going to take us on this ice road to try it out. This section is solid ground. This is road. This is ice road. I hope it is anyway. So that's the intention, and that'll be my first time I'll drive on the ice roads. And if it isn't daylight, we'll be able to see the cracking ice effect. You've got to keep your truck at a certain speed so that you don't fall through the ice. Now I don't want to do that and look a numpty. Right. Oh, this is nothing like the harsh Russian map on Eurotruck. Nothing like it at all, although it has to be said, on the ice road section, that left hand side that I drove, that's quite twisty and hilly and narrow. I'll give that credit. It's quite twisty and narrow there, but nowhere anywhere near as tough as the harsh Russian is in Eurotruck. Right, so let's go there. Let's do what we said. Get the handbrake off, ignition on. Always put my lights on full beam because they're crap. Right, and then we'll just try and get out of here in one piece. We've got sort of, what, 2/3 or just almost approaching down to half a fuel tank left. So we'll be good enough to get there, and then we'll top up that fuel when we find that fuel station in the place. Now, of course, the benefit of not having a trailer on the truck is that we can hurtle down the road quite quick, because you're not risking damaging the product. But again, just got to be careful when you're coming out of these places, because the AI are so dumb. Right, let's get going. Heading down to the ice road. Let's get our foot to the floor. Well, up until this tight corner, that is. This is a tight bend where anything can happen with the AI if they're hurtling around it. They can fly straight off the road there at that point. Now, one thing I like about the game is what you've just seen there. If I do that with my right stick, because I'm using the controller for this, simply because it's much easier for me to control the truck and use any other functions without having to lean over a steering wheel. But if you look at this, now this is something you have to set in the camera settings, but if I do that and then I don't do anything, you just give it a few seconds and the camera, he says confidently, will reset itself, which is one good feature that the game has. It just takes a wee bit longer than you think. You start to panic thinking the camera won't set itself, but it does. You just give it time, and because you're not doing anything, it will reset it central for you. So that's one good feature. Of the few good features it has, most of the features it has are glitches and bugs, which is what I've been moaning about. Now, we have 100 and, I'm trying to look at that and not crash into something that's coming up on us. We've got 130 odd miles to go to get to this turn off onto the ice road section. So we won't hang about if we can. Now, if you're still there, what I was intending to do, and I mean this is me in my last week of my holiday, I haven't been in Eurotruck doing any other big combination maps for a while. I've been focusing on the harsh Russian. I was thinking about updating my Eurotruck because I'm still in a version before the one that's out now. It's 1.50 that's out now. I'm still back on 1.49 so that I can use that harsh Russian map. But what I haven't done for quite a while is installed a big map combination, because there's been quite a few changes on some of the map mods that are available. There's a big African map mod now, big huge long areas to drive on there, which I haven't installed or anything, but these big map combos take a long while to install because you've got a lot of downloads to do, and then you've got to get them all done in the right order, which I get. I download map mod links to map mods off a lot of the guys that I follow on YouTube, because there's guys that do make these map combos, and I install them and follow their instructions in order to get a map combo working, because they're prone to bugs as well and crashes if you don't install them right. Right, here we come again. Now you'll notice that cop car that was there earlier on is now gone. No, he isn't, he's there. I never even noticed him. That's how blind I am. I thought he was sitting further up, but he was still sitting there. But as I said, he's not always there. But he's obviously on a T-brake, that's why he's still sitting there when we've gone past him going north and now come past him coming south. So about 80 miles to go. The fuel tank's now down to a half. So we have no panic in getting fuel. We will be able to do that. And now the question is do we risk an overtake here? Yes, we have. And it almost hit him there. That's the price she paid trying to do that. Managed to get the anchors on and avoid it. We won't risk it here. Now, I think what we'll do now then is put the marker up at where we're actually heading to hopefully get a job, but also to get that fuel. So that takes us back up to like 100 odd miles to go. So the turn off's coming up pretty soon. Don't get too close to these AI drivers, because as soon as they do see a speed reduction sign, they will slam on the anchors and you'll fly straight into them. Another glitch in the graphics. You see, he's really crawling now because we're down to 25 mile an hour. We're like 50 yards and then it jumps straight back up to 55. Right, so here we are. Quick left turn, and then we're at 1:37 in the morning, which is good because we're going to get daylight for this trip along the ice road. And of course you will obviously see the landscape change. No snow here, nothing here, but that will quickly change, as you will see. Driving in bumper cam so that we can see the landscape changing. And there it changes quite quickly. We've already got the signs of patches of snow. So this is the permanent icy area. This isn't seasonal at this part of the world. It just it's constantly iced up, or permanently iced up. Maybe that's a better way of describing it. Another graphic glitch there. Yeah, I would think that this is probably as rough as this game gets in this area of the map. Oh yes, we're getting quite a bit of glitch in here. And now there's, as far as I know, there's no traffic on this area of the map. Again, I don't know why. At least I haven't seen any yet. Let's just nip out so we can look at this sign again. I remember looking at it before, but I can't remember what it says now. Wilderness area ahead, sparse settlements, watch out for wild animals. If you get lost or injured, help may not come. Well, that's very reassuring, isn't it? Enter at your own risk. Narrow bridge. There's something over here, but I don't think it's anything that you can get the use of. I don't think that is, though. Or is it? I don't know what that is. What does that say? Something search and rescue. Ah. I never went over to this before. Alaska Mountain Search and Rescue. Let's go in and see if we can get rescued. No, they must be all out in a mission. And there's nothing that you can steal in here either. That's another reason for never getting near it again. Oh, there's a helicopter. I never even noticed that before. I never noticed there was a helicopter there. As I say, I've only ever been here once, so... Ah, now, this is something I mentioned. That the game doesn't have snowplows. You know, you don't see one of them driving down the road, but they've got one sitting there. You never see them actually out in the road in the winter time, which again I think is just a complete oversight. I don't know why they haven't thought of putting them on the main roads. What's this? Office. Let's go in. I don't think there's anything. What does that say? Aliens in Alaska. We are not alone. Extraterrestrial intelligence. Well. Open daily AM to 22 PM. Right, so that's we've seen all the scenery there is to be had here. So let's head onwards up to this company to hopefully get a job, but also to get fuel. So handbrake off. On we go. Let's do a bit of third person to have a look at the scenery. Yeah, it's a bit sparse looking up here. Now, you know, when there's less things on the screen like trees and buildings and things, the graphics run pretty smooth. And then of course that changes when you get these graphical glitches jumping in. Now the one thing I don't have is I don't have my snow chains on. I took them off. Now I don't know whether it'll allow you to put the snow chains back on now that we're in this area, because technically it isn't winter. The game thinks it's in the middle of spring. Now I'm just wondering whether it'll allow you to put your snow chains on when you're on the ice. I've not been able to test that before. Right, so we're approaching. I need to go third person because I'm struggling to see the road. We're approaching where this company is, but also where there's supposed to be fuel. So we need to. I mean, I've been here once, but I don't know where the things are, so I need to just be careful. Ah, they've still got. This office is managed by Spiker. Do not enter. That must be maybe a joke between the devs or something like that, whatever that means. Right, now, where would the fuel be up here? There's fuel round about here somewhere, so we're looking for a pump. And there's a dispatcher over there, that little flashing man in the cabin. This might be it up here, this might be the fuel. In fact, hang on, I know what I'll do. I will leave the gas stations on, zoom in. Well, we're not far from it, we're right on the doorstep. Ah, there it's there, I think. And there's, in fact, there are two dispatchers in this area, I've noticed. And I still haven't seen where the bloody fuel pump is. Might be in here. Now this might be obvious to some people, but I cannot see the fuel pumps. And this is where it should be, in here somewhere. That's a trailer. That's obviously for a job. Round and round we go, and where the fuel pumps are, I don't know. Now it can't be that difficult to find the fuel pumps. I might use all my fuel trying to find the fuel pumps driving around this car park area. Well, there's a truck there that looks like a fuel tanker. Now maybe, or is it? No, it's a flat. Is it a tanker or is it a? No, it's not. It's a tipper truck. But where the hell is it then? Is that it there? Ah, that's it. There we go. Right, so we're in the D, where the little green light is on your fuel tank. In fact, I think we'll just square ourselves up a wee bit. When you get into that area like that and the D lights up green, that tells you that you're within range of the pump, so then you can put your handbrake on, put your engine off, jump out that side if there's room. Now we're going to put a few $100 fuel in here, I know that for a fact. Probably over 500 odd. Oh, 600 odd. 700 odd. 745. That's the most fuel I've ever put in a truck. This is gonna cost a fair whack. Right, so we'll listen to the little beep. That little beep tells you you're full. Pop the nozzle back in, and that cost us $745 for 177 gallons of fuel. Right, we'll get in the truck What time is it? 3:28 in the morning. I think now would be just as good a time to go and take a rest, so that we're driving in daylight. So it should be like afternoon when we get back out of bed. I'll do that right now. Right, so it's 11:33 in the morning, which is perfect. Get back into the cab, and did I put the handbrake on? I think I did I? Yes, I did. Ignition on. Lights. That's them on. And from here, we know there are 2 dispatchers here, so we can check what jobs are here. There's actually 3 dispatchers in this area by the look of it. And we'll filter it so that we can take what jobs there are here. There's one there that's going to Polar Drill Company. That's going up that way, and that's heading right up to where we want to go. So that's a good one. Let's look at the other one. The other one is going, that's the one I think we were in that yard where the truck had the 2 radar things in the back of it. We saw that in the car park. See, that one's going up this way, up to there. And the third one is going up the original route I took before, so I don't want that job. I think what we'll do is we will take that Polar Drill one, and it says it's hard. Reputation or the points you get for it are 174. You're only getting like what, $2,000, and what you get any sort of bonus for it. So we're going to take that job. So I presume we're right next door to him. There he is there. So we'll just jump out. We'll get in and see him or her, whoever it might be, and hopefully we've chosen the right route this time. Right, so now there's one. Did I notice that one before? Or maybe we don't qualify for that. The difference is it says that's easier. Ah, right, so we haven't got the right license for that. That's why we can't take that one. That one you need D license, which apparently we don't have. So anyway, we'll take the one that we initially were planning on anyway. Out we go. Now what we need to do is find out where the bloody trailer is. And we should be seeing it. There it is. Oh, now in we go. And this shouldn't take that long, although when we're on the ice road apparently you can only go at a certain speed for fear of we left the engine on as well, so off we go. We don't want to fall through the ice. We'll see if we actually get a warning in game about it. Well, this is the other thing that's good about the game as well, is when you're reversing to hook up to a trailer, you get the little alignment thing coming up. You see the little circle, you see the little dot, and then when you get there for the 5th wheel, it goes green to tell you you're on the mark. Right, so this time it's handbrake on, ignition off, we'll leave the lights on. There are other bugs in this game. For example, here's a possible bug here. I've had it where you're hooking the trailer up to the truck and suddenly you get major damage. We've had that happen before. So now we are wound up. Electrics again. So this is a first for me, going up this right hand side of the map. I do not know whether we will be in the ice roads or not, but my intention is that's what I'm going to do, and we'll soon find out if I'm right or wrong this time. I would consider myself really unlucky to visit this place for the second time and still not have chosen the right route to get me onto the damn ice road. So we're hooked up. We have got the handbrake off. We've got the ignition on, and away we go. No, we haven't. We've still got the handbrake on. Now, we going over this. Where the hell are we going? Right, we're going up round here apparently, I think. Yeah, there we go. Now, is this a different sign from what we've seen before? I think it is. Might be worthwhile getting out the truck just to read it as well. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me just go into the back of the truck. Hang on. I want to go in and check that I've got my tyre chains here. Did I put them in here or did I put them in the box outside? Coolant air filter, toolkit, headlights, chainsaw, blah 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 blah. So I don't see. Oh, there they are. Right, so the tyre chains are there. Well, what we'll do is we'll drive and see if we start to lose grip, and if we do, we will then be allowed to put the tyre chains on, I assume. So I'm not going to use them for now. So they're in that cabinet. That's not what I want. I'm not what to cook in, and I want back into the damn truck. Into the driver's seat. Right. And I didn't read the sign either. That was the other thing I was intended to do, so let me just jump out. I want to read that. Right, what does that say? AWR Outpost 31 Polar Drill Company. What does that say? Polar Drill. Right, anyway. We'll get there eventually. It's 180 miles or still to go. So obviously at the moment we're still in solid ground, but there should be a sign warning us as and when we're not going to be in solid ground, if that's the case. Yeah, this is probably the toughest driving area in this whole game. I would suggest that it is, because of the type of roads you've got, and you know, all of these humps and bumps, and the fact that it's narrow. But it seems to me that you don't have to worry about any oncoming traffic. Now there must be a reason for that. Now here's a sign up ahead. Will I be able to read the sign from the truck, or do I have to get out, or is it just another polar sign? Polar drill, I think it's basically company signs. I think that's all it is. Well, I'm also glad that I've came here now in a truck that is certainly powerful enough to get us up and down these wee hillocks and hummocks. But I think we need to watch the speed, because is this where we get the ferry in the summer, I think? I don't know. Yeah, we just need to watch the speed, because we could easily cause damage going over these big humps in the road. Right, I think we're going down to. Is this where I've been before? Don't tell me I have picked the wrong bloody area. Or do we drive on? Well, the GPS is. You discovered something ferry, so we got points for that there. Now, well, it's not telling us to turn in there. Presumably, it's telling us to keep going. Now we're turning in here, apparently. Ah, now I think we're in business. Now, let's get out the truck. Right, so have a quick look at these signs. Ah, now is that a sign that side, or is that a sign that side? Well, I have not a clue what that's meant to say. Is that a bug? I would suggest it is, because I presume you're meant to be able to read this. What does that say? Something polar. That's the company again. Is this to do with shadows or what? Now that's obviously a warning there. I can't read that damn thing. But this is definitely the ice road we're going into. Oh, look at the way the shadows work, and the truck's black. That's a bug. There's no way that because you're in shadow the thing should be black and you can't read it. So that's another graphical bug. Yeah, you'll spot them left, right and centre in this game. Right, so I think the rule of thumb here is to watch the speed and listen to the ice cracking. So on we go. This is the first time I've done this, so your guess is as good as mine as to whether I'm going to do it right or whether I'm going to fail. But I think if you start to go too fast, I think it starts to crack. Right, let's see if we can see, that's going black as well because the headlights aren't shining on it. That's horrible. Now there's the effects that you're getting. The ices, and we're falling through. I drowned. Trucks aren't amphibious, and in these cold waters neither are you. You were close to death, but doctors brought you back to life. You have to pay 21,000 for treatment. You failed to deliver cargo before. Right, well we won't have that. I'm going to cheat my way out of that. I am hopefully going to cheat my way out of that. Hopefully it's given me time to do it. Because I'm a numpty. Right, so we've cheated our way out of that. Now clearly that sign is important to tell me what I need to be doing and what I shouldn't be doing on this route when we get to the ice road. Now I wonder if I can walk right out there and try and read it. I know that you have to keep to a certain speed limit. I don't know what it is. So that's why I buggered that up straight away as soon as we went onto the damn ice. But because I can't read the sign, I don't know the instruction. I don't know the guidance. I don't know the warning. Right. That's not it either. Where the hell was the sign? Right, in fact, it must be further on then, is it? Right, I'm going to give it a second go. And then if not, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to call it quits and go and look at somebody on YouTube doing this. Because they must have come in a different time, been able to read the bloody signs. Where's my truck went to? Is it here? Right, let me have a look here. Alright, right, that's the polar sign. I can read that a bit now. Maybe the lighting's changed slightly. Right, this is the one I'm having problems with. Ice road ahead. Right. Now, hang on. Right, I think I see 20 miles an hour. Drive below 20 miles an hour. Do not stop on the ice. Beware of... What does that say? Skidding. Something closed during summer. Right. I've got that now. I can read it slightly. So the lighting's changed. So the rule is, don't go above 20 miles an hour. If you do, you're going to cause, if you saw the Ice Road Truckers TV show, you create a wave on the ice with the water underneath with the weight of the truck. You create that wave and you then risk causing the ice to break. So now I know we will keep it under 20 miles an hour. Now if you to keep it on 20 miles an hour or anything under 20 miles an hour, we're going to soon find out. Because you're either going too slow or you're going over that 20 miles an hour. So we're not on it yet. I'm driving too fast, that's when it starts to crack. Right, so I can see that behind my Alaskan truck logo up ahead, you can see that if you are going too fast, then the yellow bar fills up, and if it fills up to the top, you fall through the ice. I've got it now. Now I understand it. So we'll just baby it. Of course, we know chains on as well. Then there is the likelihood of skidding, but then again, you're not going to be going too fast anyway. So I'm keeping it under 20 miles an hour for the most part so far. But we'll just go a wee bit faster, and we'll hear the cracking noises and we'll watch the yellow bar. In fact, now I can't get the speed up, I think I am skidding. Ah, right, there we go. Aye. You just go over that 20 mile an hour speed limit, you discover ice roads. Again, that's probably just the company signs telling you where you're going up ahead. So now I understand what the rules are. You know, you go over that 20 mile an hour, that bar fills up very quickly and you're done for. So proof if ever you need it that I've never driven in the damn road before, so fall through the ice straight away. You can see that the ice isn't even. So although the distance we have to go isn't a great distance, that's multiplied the time by the fact that you can only crawl to get there. I don't know what the hell this is that it's like I don't know what that is, what I'm hauling. I might have done better to pay attention to what the job is. I don't know what the hell that is lying in the trailer. But we're all good now that I know what I'm doing. Almost at 20 mile an hour there, that yellow bar would have just shot up. Yeah, it just tried to shoot up there. Let's just put the foot down a wee bit. There we go. There we go. And the warning comes up very quickly. Yeah, very quickly it pops up, and then the next thing you know the yellow bar just straight up full. Yeah. Yeah, we've got the hang of it. Well, I'm glad I chose the right job this time and the right side of the map. Oh, my stomach's rumbling. You're driving too fast, slow down. Now this is obviously something that they have taken a bit of time over as far as the crack and ice effects go. The only thing I don't think they did do is give you that animation of the truck sinking through the ice. But I'll tell you, it's a hefty penalty if you do. 21 grand for your survival. Now, my other question would be, do you get any precipitation up here? Do you get any snow whenever you're on the ice roads? We're just hovering around that 20 mile an hour mark. And I'm looking at... Ah, we've done it again. Well, I'm going to cheat again. I am going to cheat again. You know, my excuse that time was I wasn't bloody paying attention. I was too busy looking at the scenery and talking about the weather. So, yeah, the old Control Alt Delete Kill the Game technique is how to cheat, because the autosaves should help you. Well, that's went right back. We're still in a bloody office. We haven't even... Have we taken the job? We've gone right back to the bloody start. Well, we've cocked that up big time. Now is that ice or is it wet? Yeah, that's taken us right back to even before. I don't know whether that's a bug. Let's have a look at the jobs. It's taken us right back to before we actually took the damn job. So that's the radar one that goes up that way. We want to get rid of that. That's one that goes up that way. Oh, don't tell me that the other job's disappeared now that we've cheated our way back. I think it has. We've lost the damn job. Bugger. That's a pain in the arse. Well, I suppose the only rule to learn there is that sometimes cheating doesn't work. Oh, God. It sent us all the way back to there. You would have thought it would have been a save. There would have been an autosave when you took the job, at least. So that didn't work. So the other job we can't take, that top one, because we don't have the license for it. There were 3 jobs there initially. Now there's only the 2. The one that we did take has gone, and the only other one is the ice pick mining one. which is the one that I've taken before, that drives you up quite a chunky road all the way north, but it is only road. You're not on the ice at any time, as far as I remember. So I'm not going to bother doing that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We saw enough of the ice road to know that you will get caught out very easily. I get caught out twice, and I'm not going to get caught out a third time because I want that bloody job. I wanted that other job, and it's gone. So that's what you call a disastrous ending, self-inflicted damage. And so we're going to call it quits when we're behind. So until we meet again, I will bid you good afternoon and see you soon.